Picture this, the bone-chilling nightmare of Resident Evil, where undead horrors stalk the streets and heroes fight for survival, all set against a backdrop of stark, unforgettable landscapes. It's a vision that's captivated gamers for decades. And now, with Zach Cregger at the helm, it's about to hit the big screen in ways that might just redefine the terror. But here's where it gets intriguing. Early glimpses suggest a frosty twist that's already sparking buzz among fans. Want to dive deeper into how this could change everything? Let's unpack it all, step by step, so even newcomers can follow along easily. In the Resident Evil video game saga, certain elements are like sacred rules that keep the series thrilling. For starters, the zombies and mutated beasts have to be downright terrifying. Think grotesque, flesh-eating monstrosities that look like they've crawled out of your worst fever dreams. Then, there's the relentless torment dished out to the protagonists, who endure unending horrors that test their limits in a never-ending ordeal. And crucially, the whole thing unfolds in environments that are moody and visually striking, amplifying the dread. While we haven't seen much on the first two aspects yet for Cregger's film adaptation, the third one is already a confirmed hit, based on some leaked set photos that have everyone talking. Details about this new Resident Evil movie are still shrouded in secrecy, but one thrilling aspect has slipped out unofficially, thanks to eagle-eyed fans and photographers. Production is kicking off this month in the beautiful city of Prague, drawing a crowd of paparazzi, curious passersby, and hardcore enthusiasts who can't get enough. As expected, images from the sets have exploded across social media, painting a picture of the film's setting, the infamous industrial hub of Raccoon City, reimagined in a way that's both familiar and fresh. A dedicated fan account shared these eye-catching photos on X, formerly known as Twitter, which you can view right here. First look, Zach Cregger's Resident Evil has transformed Prague into a snowy Raccoon City, filming large-scale action sequences with gunfire, explosions, and stunt driving. What? Residents of Evil. End date May 22nd, 2026. Source, The Prague, Pic Twitter.com. Fact, Residents of Evil. And this is the part most people miss. He's infusing the story with his unique vision, blending originality with the beloved Resident Evil universe. It's hardly surprising that the director of Barbarian and Weapons understands the pulse of what makes Resident Evil tick. Early signs were encouraging when he announced he wouldn't stick to any single storyline from the games, opting instead to craft a fresh tale within the broader Resident Evil world. Now, it's clear he's going further, stamping his mark on the franchise with subtle changes that could elevate it or stir up debate. For movie buffs and gaming aficionados alike, this promises to be a feast. Traditionally, Raccoon City is depicted as a drizzly Midwestern-style metropolis that becomes the epicenter of the T-virus outbreak. Cregger's version keeps that core truth intact, but swaps some classic elements for a distinctly European flair. Imagine ominous snowfall blanketing the streets, adding a layer of icy peril to the chaos, alongside abandoned, charred vehicles littering the scene. This shift isn't just cosmetic. It could make the horror feel more isolating, with the cold amplifying the desolation. For example, think of how snow in horror flicks like The Thing heightens the sense of entrapment. Here, it might transform the usual rainy glue into something even more claustrophobic and unforgiving. Of course, fans being fans, there's bound to be some hand-wringing over these deviations from the norm. But here's where it gets controversial. Cregger, with his track record, probably earns a bit of leeway. Is tweaking the iconic rainy vibe to a snowy one a bold innovation, or does it risk diluting the essence that made Raccoon City feel so authentically American and gritty? Some might argue it's a brilliant way to freshen up the formula, while others could say it's unnecessary meddling with a beloved staple. Either way, it's the kind of move that divides opinions. As a devoted gamer himself, Cregger has admitted he hasn't bothered watching previous adaptations, From the Mila Jovovich-led films to the short-lived Netflix series, and even the 2021 reboot, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. This clean slate approach might just be what delivers the ultimate take we've been craving. With theaters set for an invasion on September 18th, 2026, anticipation is building. What do you think? Will this snowy Raccoon City breathe new life into Resident Evil, making the terror even more intense? Or do you prefer sticking to the drenched, stormy streets of the original games? Could this be the adaptation that finally gets it right? Or is the risk of change too great? Share your takes in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you're excited, skeptical, or somewhere in between.